Unique New York. All right, let's go. Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Bourbon with Friends. I'm Connor, joined by my co-host, Mr. Paul, and we're happy to be bringing you this episode this week. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And just before we get into the show, make sure you guys.
Frogs.
Okay, yeah, we're recording this on the day of the national championship. So yeah, go TCU. Even though George is probably going to smack them, but I am rooting for TCU. I'm a little sick if I sound a little, like grungy and sexy in this episode. That's because I'm a little sick.
How does going through puberty feel, Connor? Because I just, losing your voice. Are things starting to change, for you in areas? Like, do you feel a little bit more tinglies and stuff?
No, I honestly, I went through puberty kind of young, man. I went through puberty when I was like 19 or 20, and I'm 26. So,
it's the lingering effects.
Yeah, it's maybe just hasn't worked its way out yet. I don't know, man. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm not a puberty doctor.
You are a heart surgeon though, so.
No, I just like to break hearts, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, we have a very special guest on today, and I'm sorry, Alyson, that we're getting off to such a rambunctious start. This is a brand that I'm very excited to try. I've never had this whiskey before, and we're gonna talk to Alyson, who's essentially the face co-owner, and I feel like she's told me beforehand that she's the Vince McMahon of 1620 Distilling. So we have Alyson from 1620 Distilling on the podcast. Thank you very much for coming on, Alyson, and welcome to the show. What's going on? How you doing?
That was your cue to talk. That was your cue to talk, by the way.
I know. Me and talk.
Just be honest. Just be honest. Connor's raspy, sexy puberty voice is just throwing you for a loop.
It is. Yeah. It's just sad. Oh.
It doesn't feel good.
So how did you get into to whiskey?
So my husband was born and raised in Kentucky. He's from Eastern Kentucky, which is actually where our distillery is in Prestonsburg. We are co-owners. His parents are the other half. So his mom did some research, like ancestry research, and found out about George, like the history of George Thorpe, which is where 1620 comes from. So in 1620, my husband's 7th great grandfather came over from England. He was told to start a college. Instead, he ran into the Indians who showed him how to distill corn into whiskey. And so we have this really cool story behind it. And then, everybody in the family is like, loves bourbon, so it's like, why not? So we took that idea and ran with it. And we're in 23, so we're coming up on about 2 years of like when it really started. It's been on the shelves in Kentucky for a little over a year, and we are in Kansas as of about November. So him and I are in Kansas, and then my in-laws, who are the other owners, are out in Eastern Kentucky, where the distillery is actually at.
Are they the ones that are like running the distillery?
We're getting there. So we bought a building about a year ago, had to completely renovate the entire thing. There is a tasting room there now. We just got our distillery license last month. Like it's a lot of work.
Okay.
Finally got to that point. So the tasting room is open. Really right now it's just for special events or kind of like appointment only. Hopefully here soon it'll be open more like regular business hours. And then we are moving.
Where in Kentucky is it?
Prestonsburg, Kentucky.
Prestonsburg.
Far east, like in the mountains.
Prestonsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Is that close to? Well, no. You're in Eastern Kentucky, Paul, aren't you?
No, I think we're considered more central.
So how far is it from for sales? Give or take.
Yeah, you keep asking questions, and I'll ask the Google.
2 hours? I mean, all I'm saying is I'm going to be out there.
It's about 2 hours from Lexington.
2 hours.
Okay.
On the nose.
Okay. Well,
So 2 hours. All right. So I'll be in. When am I going to be in Lexington, Paul?
That's TBD, but soon.
Yeah, within Q1, I would say of 2023. So we should go check out the new tasting room.
Yeah, just let me know when you're in town. Yeah, so it's on its way. Tasting room's there. It's ready. It's been renovated. And then the plan is to start the bottling there. So that equipment's been ordered. We're just kind of waiting. So a waiting game at this point, and then start distilling as soon as we can get all of that in.
So within these past 2 years that where you said the idea really started, what has happened? Like, take us through a little bit of the more nuanced timeline within those 2 years for 1620.
I'd say about 2 years ago is when the idea started, and then the research started to find out like the how. So about December, around Christmas of 2021 is when we initially like had gotten it into stores in Kentucky. Prior to that, it was, I mean, we're sourcing barrels from MGP. It's MGP juice for right now. The intention is to, at some point, of course, distill our own, which is in the works. But so we're sourcing for the small batch that we currently have on the shelves. But it was probably a solid year of just figuring out how. So it is a hard market to break into. It's a lot of work, a lot more work than people realize. We get questions all the time, like about how, it just seems like they're popping up all over the place. It seems easy to get into. And it's just, I mean, that's completely far from the truth. But
especially if you're sourcing, because that's the only way you can really get into it. I mean, no one's going to come in distilling their own product, because unless you have a cool 20 million laying around where you can just get everything started and then you can just build your product and lose all this money. You have to make money. You have to make capital somehow.
In the meantime,
So in terms of distilling your own product, is there an end date of when exactly you'd like for that to happen? Is it this year or next year? Are you going to be looking past that?
The plan is as soon as we can get the equipment to do so. That stuff's a little harder to come by. Definitely start bottling our own this year is the plan. So the next run that we do, like the next round of like the small batch and stuff like that, will all be bottled, at our Prestonsburg facility. And then it's just waiting on the equipment to get in order to start distilling our own. So I mean, I think the plan is that we'll probably, maybe not permanently, but for a while, be sourcing at least for like the small batch that we currently have. And then, future products distilling our own. However, though, we do still have a plan for the summer to have a like barrel proof come out, and then hopefully later in the fall, early next year, like a rye.
Have you guys started like the process of finding a master distiller and stuff like that for the brand as well?
Not quite. Looked into it. We've got a few names that we want to talk to out there to start that, but yeah, we're kind of early in that process right now. There's a bit of a waiting list to get the distilling equipment.
Yeah, that's crazy, the amount of time that it's actually, like, the average person obviously doesn't think about everything that goes into starting a distillery. And we have so many people on the show that are kind of in your shoes, Alyson, where they're starting a brand, they're sourcing, they're blending, and the end goal is to have their own setup, and people just don't realize how difficult that is. So I give you kudos for taking the bull by the horns and making this happen. But I can't even imagine the amount of different ways you get pulled in as the co-owner to like actually logistically make that stuff happen. I would definitely have to have like a prescription of Motrin 800 for my migraine I'd have every single day.
I just need a constant flow Xanax to calm the fuck down.
So here's a
You
question.
gotta hop on Zanny Island. I know about that.
I have a question for you. Is this your first podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, we popped the cherry, Connor. Look at that.
You
How many brands do we get to go talk to? And we're like, you're the first. You can tell she's actually like nervous and everything. Like, I'm actually a little like shocked because if you like see her on Instagram, she's like flamboyant and out there. I expected we were gonna get this like fucking just. I didn't know what to expect on this show, and then like the camera goes on and she's like this like nervous conservative like I don't even know what to do.
conservative, but yes, I was like nervous as hell.
This
has been going on about 20 hours.
Is it Connor's mustache? Is it making you uncomfortable? Because he can shave it real quick.
It is.
No,
Take care of that.
I refuse. Absolutely not, Alyson. I swear to God, I will not do that.
I never know. Where. Honestly, though, I kind of dig it. I think that if he threw on the shades and the jacket, he would pull off the Top Gun.
Dude,
look really
I don't
well
want
right
to
now.
talk about me. I want to talk about 1620, bro. Let's not talk about me.
We're trying to make our guests break the ice. It's all right. Just
Listen, that's not going to happen by talking about me.
Just take a shot. Just take a nice little bottle chug. You'll be fine. I promise. You know what they say the trick is picture everyone naked, and then you're good. That's the trick to the
I
trade.
don't think that's accurate. Nah.
I think about
that makes
Connor
me throw
naked
up
all
in
the
my
time.
mouth.
I think about Connor naked all the time. And that's why I'm so excited when I do the shows.
I'm leaving.
Oh, God. If you're on the YouTube channel, Connor literally got out of his chair and walked the fuck away. Connor, come back. Daddy loves you. What's funny is you can see all the the shit on it. So there he is. Hey, darling.
You guys want to see my cool bottle holder?
Yes.
All right, I'll put this bottle of Penelope Architect in there so you can really see what it is. This is gonna have to be put E on YouTube.
Oh, is this because it's like the oh?
Does that break the ice, Alyson? Are you comfortable
Alyson,
now?
are you good now? Do you know that this is not a PG-13 podcast? So you get more than like 3 shits, 1 fuck, and goddamn. So it's fine.
I swear to God, like, I am not normally this nervous of a person. It's just talking.
I'm gonna clip that and put that
people.
on. That's gonna be on Instagram. That
Yes.
that berry bottle holder.
So talk
gonna
to
be
us
the
a little bit about like you, right? Like, so maybe this will get you out of the shell a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about you. So there is not very many people that consciously or soberly go into the fact of saying, hey, fuck it, I'm going to go into business with not only myself, my husband, and my goddamn in-laws. Like, first of all, like, now I know why you need a Xanax, number one. Number two, like, are you drunk all the time? And then, like, when this happened, did you literally wake up the next day and say, what in the fucking shit did I just agree to?
Like, no, honestly. Okay, so one, my in-laws are pretty cool. They're like super. If you had to like choose your in-laws, I would choose them like any day of the week. So it wasn't that crazy. The idea of a distillery and doing this whole thing was completely fucking insane. But we own a couple other like really successful businesses, so it was just like, okay, well, why not add another one to the mix? Like,
I mean,
I'm sorry. I just, you're just very modest. I'm very surprised of how modest you are. Really, we own a few really, really successful businesses. Like, let's not get this. Let's not get
like,
this.
I'm only low key fucking rich. All right, like I'm not like on like
oh my
Tesla
God.
level.
No, that's not.
So we said, fuck it. How do we get rid of some of our money and not pay taxes? Let's buy a goddamn distillery. That's great. Let's do it.
The tax situation, yeah.
I'd imagine that would help. Yeah.
Big, yeah.
Well, you were an accountant, so you know. You kind of. I'm sure you know the. I don't want to say loopholes, but you know the ways. The ways of the force.
Tax attorney, so yeah.
Wow, they know
There
the
you
ways
go.
of fucking the force at this point.
Yeah.
Were you like into whiskey, like bourbon, before you like kind of got conned into this? And also, I think we do have to say that, you know, what she told us beforehand is they met with a marketing consultant and it was like, you should be the face of it. Before the marketing consultant was like, hey, your ass should be the one bouncing around all over social media, you know, pubbing this shit. Did you think that you were going to do that? Or did you just think like, cool, I'm going to get some whiskey out of this. We're going to pub it. You know,
That's exactly
I'm going
what
to do
I
the
thought.
numbers. And
I had
now
no
you're
idea.
just like, now I'm over here. I'm like, I'm the fucking 16-20 girl. What the fuck?
Yeah, I had no idea. And then it turned into that, and I'm okay with it. I'm having a good time with it. It's a lot of entertainment. It's fun walking into liquor stores and being like, I know you. And I'm like, oh, do you? And then it's like, oh shit, yeah. Okay.
You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is it because of my whiskey or is it because of one of my other really, really successful businesses? Let's clear that up right now.
Like, wait a minute. Are we talking about the whiskey or the fact that I like dresses and high heels? Which one is it? Like, you pick.
Mixture of the two.
All right, can we start drinking now? Because I want to drink some of this whiskey.
Yeah, please try it.
I've been drinking. I'm already half gone with.
Well,
All right, so yeah, Alyson, can you tell us a little bit about the actual juice that's in here?
Talking about the juice.
So it's 75-21-4 corn, rye, barley. It's a little bit sweeter. Tends to be really popular with women, to be honest. Like people who say they don't normally like bourbon really like it.
So I can understand why on that one.
Is there any age, even range? What's the proof on it?
What do you think it is? It's 90 proof. And then it's a variety of barrels.
It's 90 proof.
We were going
MGP.
for taste versus we want good whiskey, not old whiskey.
I think it's like
I agree
probably
with that.
It's probably so you blended, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a single barrel.
3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
With the
I
blend.
would say 3 or 4 years, right around there. It smells young because it's really like,
yep.
At least on the nose, it's super fruity.
Well, but that's also because it's a high rye
as well.
So I actually thought that a little bit too. Well, high corn, high rye. So that the rye, you're getting those fruity, like kind of like those baking, like a fruit cake type in there, and that makes more sense to me now that like when she said it was 21% rye, my brain all shifted what it was thinking beforehand to that. So you're getting a lot of that fruity. I actually wrote down. So I'm trying to do my whiskey journal again, you know, where I write shit down and it shocks people that I A, know how to write and B, know how to read. I said that it's got a honey with like a little bit of like a bitter vanilla fruit cake aroma to it. And it's got a sweet corn vanilla with a hint of a pear on the palate.
Oh, we're just going to go right into the palate. I'm selling the nose.
Yeah. There's a little bit of like, because it is, obviously it's younger. So you're going to get a little bit of that, but it's not like young bitter where it's like gross, right? Like it's got like that pear that's mixing well with the other flavor notes in there.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the nose, it's very as well musty. And I mean that in a good way. The corn really comes out kind of towards the back of the nose where it's like, it almost smells like an old dusty bag of cracked corn mixed with honey's a great note, Paul. I didn't think of it till you said it, but it tastes, smells like almost like a honey, like a fruit cake with honey, drizzled over it in some capacity. But mixed with, if you really put your sniffer in there and really dig in deep, you're getting like some of that rye, bitter mustiness that usually comes from like a younger rye. And I think it actually complements the other, more the sweeter notes pretty well. It's definitely something that you can tell is young, but it's not it's not like a turnoff. So a lot of people, like you said, Alyson,
yeah, but
you're going for quality.
Average,
you're not for First of all, oops. I was talking, right? I was talking. So you're gonna take a timeout real quick, and I'm gonna finish my sentence. So like Alyson, like you were saying, you're going for quality over age, and I really I commend you for that, because a lot of people, especially people just getting into whiskey, are looking at the age statement and judging the quality based on that number, if any, or what they hear from their friends or the internet. So going right into it with a young whiskey makes sense business-wise, but also really diving into to expressing those younger notes is smart on your end. And I think, at least on the nose, I haven't sipped it yet, is inviting and very, very potent. Paul, I'm done with my sentence. Now you may continue the conversation.
I don't even remember what the fuck I was going to say, because then you interrupted me interrupting you. Actually, I do remember what I was going to say. I think if you have a sophisticated nose and palate, you can tell that it's younger. If you don't, you're not. Because number one, most people who don't have sophisticated stuff don't know what the fucking nose is. Like it's hidden, like, right? Like, it's behind the nose. Like, you're going to get a lot more sweet notes on the nose than you are kind of going, oh, like, I can tell. But the interesting thing I think about, like, I'm sitting here just kind of like, lapping my tongue on the back of my throat, and I get like
Gross.
this really pear, like, it is pear heavy to me. And and it doesn't have a long finish, which is normal for a 90 proof. It's not going to like, kick the fucking back of your throat in and make you, bounce around for 10 minutes. But I think it's got a short, crisp finish, and it's got that some people might think it's apple. I think I'm getting pear, and that flavor, that succulence of like a pear that will kind of like sit there for like a few minutes after you drink it, stays around. So it's very kind of unique in that aspect. What's the price point on this?
Right around 40. I'd say most places it's like 39, 40 mark. I'd say I don't think anybody's got it over 45.
And right now you're only in Kentucky and Kansas, right?
Yes.
Where are you? What's your expansion plan for 23?
We have Oklahoma, Nebraska, Texas, and Missouri on the list. The distributor we work with in Kansas also distributes in Oklahoma and Nebraska. So we're working with them right now to try to get distribution in those two states. And then we would love to get into Texas. So that one's on our list. We're working on it. That's the part that like nobody like talks about, that nobody like understands. Like, if you're somebody like rich and famous and you come out with some like brand of like vodka, gin, bourbon, whatever, like, you're able to get distributors, no questions asked. It works. But getting distributors like as a startup is hard work. I kid you not, it took 10, 11 months for us to get distribution in Kansas. And we were big on that purely because we live in Kansas. All of our friends, everybody was excited about it. It's selling out now in all the stores, and like in where we live, like, we've got people messaging us left and right saying like, how do we get it? Because it's sold out here, here, and here. So it's just the distribution is like the hardest part. Every state has different laws, different rules. So there's so much red tape around it. It's insane. So it's just, that's the hardest, I'd say, of all of it, the hardest part is distribution. It's getting someone to pick it up. It's getting someone to call you back. It's a lot. So yeah, we've got like several states on the list that we're working on currently.
Texas always seems to be a really big one. It's a
it's big.
Well, it's a very whiskey bourbon forward state.
Yeah.
Usually the markets that we see when we're talking to a younger brand, Florida, Kentucky, and Texas. Those are kind of like the big three that I usually see. But you've got Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Ohio. Those are kind of like those B markets that people tend to get in like right after that. So it's really interesting.
I run Connecticut and Rhode Island whiskey. I can talk to my contacts out here for you as well.
That'd be awesome.
I got you.
It's just hard. It's a lot. It's just, there's, like I said, the laws in every state are so different, and yeah.
Welcome to America. So Alyson, tell us something interesting about yourself.
Former gymnast and college cheerleader.
So you're bendy.
Mm-hmm.
I am not. I would die.
I'm fine.
Did you just say you're fun and you're acting all shy? I don't believe that. She's
not normally this shy. I swear to God. Like,
Is it the camera?
talking.
Are you just
Yeah,
are you camera shy?
It's the no, well, not really. I mean, you've seen my Instagram videos.
Do you need to look at the wall and just pretend that that Connor's big beautiful mustache isn't staring at you? I know he's making you nervous. I know he's a very beautiful man. It does this to all the women that come on the show. I get it.
Why is this something that's going to happen? Are you trying to?
I'm actually saying.
Me in 2023?
I'm actually saying nice things about you. Why are you mad about it?
You're making me uncomfortable, dude.
Because I'm saying nice things about you.
It's not normal.
Is it making you nervous?
No, it's making me uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable. It's making me also want to give you an RKO. So I don't know which one it is.
Would you rather me just say your douchebag mustache and your stupid untrimmed chest hair is making everyone uncomfortable?
No, I would just rather you say nothing about me.
That's
besides
impossible.
Occasionally, maybe complimenting my chest, but that's about it. So I've been working on my chest a little bit.
Your chest or your chest hair?
Chest.
Not your chest. Hey.
We're not going to cut that out, but that was sorry. I was trying to make something. I was trying to make a bit happen, and I can't, man. I really like.
Yeah,
this
weird.
is some of the. I mean, when you said this was MGP for now, Alyson, I knew it was going to be solid. You know, as a younger whiskey, this is some of the sweetest young whiskey I've had in a very long time.
Yeah, it's not
all
bitter
honey
at all.
To me. It's all honey and like corn, like a corn muffin with honey on it. I quite enjoy it. You said it's about $40.
Yeah.
So that's in a price point where there's so many in there, at that price. But this definitely has unique qualities to make it stand out. I mean, I'm assuming you guys kind of took all the samples and were able to choose exactly what you wanted. And as a bourbon drinker yourself, are you gravitating towards a sweeter, lighter bourbon? Do you typically like higher rye bourbons that are maybe a bit more spicy? Do you also mess with any other types of whiskey? For example, I'm sure you saw that we were in Scotland a few months ago, so we were drinking Islay Scotch for about 4 days straight, which is basically peat, smoke, and bacon notes.
Deliciousness.
Yeah.
I won't lie, I'm not into Scotch at all. I love bourbon. I love it. I do gravitate toward the more sweeter bourbons. But even the barrel proof that we're coming out with, it's pretty. It's still something I like. I'm generally not into those, but our bourbon is something that I'd say most people who are like, I don't like whiskey, I don't like bourbon, I don't want anything to do with it, like it. We've gotten awesome feedback on it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, no cap. This is good. No cap. This is I wouldn't cap to you, Alyson. I promise. This is I actually like this, and I can't say that to everyone that's been on the podcast. I kind of have to find the words to gently say that I'm not the biggest fan.
I don't like it.
I do. I actually quite enjoy this. I'm pleasantly surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I will say I'm pleasantly surprised. I think this has a lot of potential moving forward, and for the product that you have right now, I think it's pretty damn good.
Awesome. That is good
And
news.
and right before this, Paul and I were drinking Henry McKenna 10-year, so that's quite a beast to be compared to. But that's the last thing that was on our palates, and it's holding up, man. So, I mean that's a pretty lofty whiskey to go from Henry McKenna 10-year to 1620, but it's holding up.
Well, I think it'll be interesting, once they get the distillery up and built, and we talk to their master distiller and stuff, and kind of get to see the juice that's coming out of there. I think that'll be a really cool thing. I don't know very many distilleries that are in Eastern Kentucky either, so that'll also be a pretty interesting thing.
There's not. So that was a big deal. Not many at all. They have a lot of tour tour buses that come through, or they pre-COVID, and it's all kind of starting up again. And so that was like one of the big things that people would ask for. It was to have a distillery stop in Eastern Kentucky. So we are really one of the few that's out there. So that'll be exciting once that all kind of starts up again. Get a lot of people stopping through there. Yeah, not many at all. Most of them are central part of the state. So
Yeah. Well, it'll be really interesting to kind of see how you guys definitely kind of develop and stuff like that.
yeah, we're excited. It's fun. It's been a crazy wild ride. So much more work, I think, than we realized it was going to be, but
Always is.
it is, but it's been fun. We've got They do an awards show in Eastern Kentucky. It's for kind of Appalachia. So last year we got to join in on that and kind of be sample our bourbon, do some cocktails, stuff like that. And we'll get to do that again this spring. Slowly kind of getting invited to things. We were part of the Bourbon Festival there in Frankfurt back in October 1st. So it was cool to be a part of that, to kind of get to hang with the big boys, I guess, if you want to say it that way. But it's fun. It's cool. We're excited for the future. We've gotten really good feedback. We'll kind of see what happens. So
awesome.
Well, Alyson, we really appreciate you jumping on the show. Thanks for sending us some samples.
What if I have one more question?
Oh, I'm so fucking sorry.
What if I have one more question for our guest?
Ask
Alyson?
10 more.
You can ask whatever
well, I have one more.
Oh, that's a dangerous thing. Don't say that.
No, that's not dangerous for me.
This will turn into Bourbon with Friends After Dark real fast.
Not with me. It won't.
You're such a liar.
Dude, no, not with me. I have a simple question, but I'm very curious and we did this with all of our in-person podcasts in Scotland, and I want to bring it into the new year, into season 3 of Bourbon with Friends, because let's be honest, the concept of Bourbon with Friends is the three of us are sitting around a fire, drinking whiskey, talking as friends with Bourbon with Friends. Not everything's going to be about bourbon, so not everything on the podcast should be about bourbon. We've got the whiskey out of the way. I'm curious, Alyson. I'm a big movie guy. So is Paul. Paul and I talk about it all the time. If you had to pick your favorite movie of all time, what would you choose?
Oh,
you have 5 seconds. 5.
Horrible Bosses.
3.
That's a great movie.
It is a great movie. Really? Why Horrible Bosses? What? That's Robert. Is that? No, that's Due Date. Is that Paul Rudd?
No.
No.
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, and the guy who's playing Adam Warlock in the new Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yes.
Nick Polt? No, not Nick Poulter. Yes. The one where he writes no regrets, right?
No regrets.
Yeah.
No.
That's
the Vacation.
But it's not.
It's Jason Bateman, Charlie Day, Jason Sudeikis.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey.
I've never seen this movie.
Huh?
Have you not seen this movie?
No, I don't. I watch film.
Jennifer Aniston is a sex crazed dentist.
I think I've seen clips of this movie, but I don't think I've seen the whole thing. So what makes you love Horrible Bosses, Alyson? You're a comedy fan, I'm assuming. That's your go-to?
Yeah, I enjoy that.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
I've had some horrible bosses. My husband used to be my boss at some point.
That's not a horrible boss. That's not horrible bosses.
Don't show him this clip. Jesus.
No, it's funny. I like it. Jennifer Aniston is my favorite. I hope I look like her when I'm in my 50s. So.
Well, if you have all of her money, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, not quite there yet. Maybe someday.
Even with all your really, really successful businesses? You sure?
That sounded shitty. It's not like overly successful. We just run.
No,
like, we're
brag.
completely.
If you can,
No,
Oh my
you
God.
said really, really successful. You cannot walk that back now. That's you can't. That makes you
I'm not making
sound
fun
even
of you.
worse.
I wish I could say I had really, really successful businesses. It would be cool. If I did, I would say it. So I don't blame
Okay.
you. So
I spent forever like working for, corporate America, whatever, and we are at the point where we're completely self-employed and do our own things, and it's
hell
fucking
yeah,
great. And
hell yeah.
I wish that for anybody because I don't think
That's
I
the
have
goal here.
anybody.
If Connor and his toe thumbs ever went on OnlyFans, he would be self-employed too. Connor, release the toe thumbs.
No, that's not the secret code, man.
Show her
know
your
the
toe.
secret code.
Just show her your toe thumbs. Show her your toe thumbs. She's looking.
It's okay. They are toe thumbs, but
waiting.
there's a hold on. There's a reason. It's a genetic thing. So if you make fun of me, I'm gonna be really offended. And if you laugh, here's the most important thing. If you laugh, no, I'm serious. If you laugh, I'm leaving, and I'm leaving for good. I'm not kidding. So don't laugh.
You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't. You think so? You think I wouldn't? You think me and my plush-lined camo Crocs that I'm currently wearing wouldn't walk right out the studio door?
I'm just happy you're wearing
ready?
pants.
That's my thumb. All right, I'm leaving. Thanks you guys. It was great. Alyson, thank you very much. I'm gonna take this. Cheers.
You weren't fucking joking.
I wasn't joking.
Laughing.
You should definitely laugh. Everybody else says he's probably sitting over the corner right now because he still has his AirPods in. He can hear everything we're saying. He still is laughing. Connor, come here, bring your fat thumbs back to the show and say bye.
Please come back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh.
I'm just excited he doesn't break his fucking, phone screen every time he texts with his big fucking thunder thumbs.
Oh my God, that's so fucking mean.
If he had hair on him, you could put him on the ground. You think they were hobbit toes.
Oh God. So
Connor, are you not coming back? For real?
really make him sad.
It's fine. Yeah. You should say something really nice about him, and then he won't come back still, and then he'll feel bad.
Connor, you've been amazing, and you said great things about our bourbon. You should definitely come back and say bye. Please.
And there goes Connor's chance of getting a bottle.
Oh.
You notice I said bottle, and his face peeked around the corner.
Oh, wait.
Like, bottle? And there's more?
All right,
Okay.
no, you get 3 strikes. That was strike number 2. If you laugh again at anything to do with my physical body, I'm gonna report you to the police.
Wow, don't show her your wiener then.
Okay, I have to ask, was I a complete disappointment? Did you expect way more fun? I'm so sorry that I'm not crazy. That my
What?
Instagram page kind of points at.
Yeah, we keep saying your Instagram page. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe I do know your Instagram page, but I don't know your Instagram page off the top of my head.
You don't know
What's
it?
your Instagram page?
This is a good
What's your
segue.
Insta-
Tell everyone where they can follow you on Instagram and how they can find more out about your brand.
Drinking with Alyson, Alyson. If you want some entertaining videos, stuff like that. And then 1620 Distilling has their own Instagram page that kind of gives updates as to what's going on, where we're distributing, stuff like that. But
Oh yeah,
Drinking with Alyson is the more entertaining one.
yeah. I followed you and you didn't. Oh no, you did follow me back. Sorry,
Follow you? Goodness.
but I followed 1620, and let's see if they followed me back. Nope, they did not. So
Okay. I won't lie. I am a little bit better about taking care of the Drinking with Alyson page than I am with 1620. That's probably not great, but I'll work on it.
Well, listen, although you made fun of me, like I can't think of a guest that offended me more than you've offended me today. But your bourbon is really good.
It's such
Your
a
bourbon
lie,
is really
too.
good. Your bourbon's really good, and you know what? I do believe in you guys, and I think that's based on what you have in this, in this bottle, and the plans you have for the future. I think you guys are set up for success. So I appreciate you coming on our show, and kind of breaking out of your shell a little bit and coming on a podcast. My voice is getting later at night. My voice is getting really sexy. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was great to have you on, Alyson. It was.
I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, totally first podcast I've done. So excuse the nervousness.
And before we end it, I would like you to just, before we end the show, just please, if you don't mind, just a formal apology to me, and then we can end it.
I'm so sorry for laughing at you.
No, you should say,
And
I'm so sorry for
really
laughing
mean.
at your big clod hopping toe thumbs.
That was me.
And
I'm gonna say that.
I'm gonna try to clip that part because your face, Alyson, and you tried to hide it, but I saw it because I'm like a owl. I see everything. The face you made when I put my thumb on in the camera, I will never forget that. I'm just letting you know.
In a good way or a bad way?
Can we
To be determined.
Shit.
Depends if I get a bottle of 1620 in my mailbox for the next few months.
You said really good things about 1620, so I am more than happy to send you a bottle. Both of them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. just
Girls
don't
are
break-
gross, but Alyson isn't gross. Girls are gross, but Alyson isn't gross.
Just try not to break the glass with your fucking hobbit thumbs. And with that, everyone, thank you so much for listening. And remember, a Bourbon with Friends can change the world.
Let's go.